Cambridge Rag, hello?
Hey, this is Roger.
This is Roger.
Roger, this is Neil from New York.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, big fan of the show, Roger.
Thank you. I'm sorry the web stream was down. I guess you've been looking at my Facebook saying that I'd have James Lewis on as my guest again. How are you? Thanks for calling in. We got people from New York watching, which is pretty big when you're a stupid little public access in Cambridge.
I got a question for Mr. Lewis, if that's all right.
Okay, hit it, Neil.
Mr. Lewis, have you ever reached out to the families of the Tylenol victims to apologize for exploiting their tragedy?
I never exploited the tragedy that affected them. I feel for those people every day for the last 28 years.
Have you ever...
But I have nothing to do with it.
But you never wrote them letters or anything at all? Cause
I think I would like to communicate and say kind things to them and help them commiserate with the problems and the miseries that they have gone through. I know they have their family, the loss of their family members has tortured them for their entire lives. But for me to directly contact them, I think is totally inappropriate.
Well, let me ask you. That's a good question, Neil. And I'll be right. I'll let you ask in 1 second, but I just want to follow up. Don't you think, like honestly, that you wrote this letter, you say, to frame a bank that you were angry at, or an individual, whatever. It had nothing to do with the poisonings. But don't you think someone who's just lost their 12-year-old daughter because she had a fever and took cyanide because someone put cyanide in a Tylenol capsule, that the last thing she wants to see is some guy writing a fucking letter saying, "Oh, I'm the guy, and you got to give me $1 million." Don't you think that's one thing I don't think you've ever answered, and I think it would be good for your reputation and for your soul to somehow, unburden yourself like with that. Maybe you could just say you were an asshole at that time of your life, and that you were stupid and you did something really horrible, and I'm really sorry. But I don't know if you've ever done that.
I've done that on several different occasions, on several different interviews. I was much younger then. It was something stupid, and it had ramifications beyond anything that I ever thought of happening. I never dreamed that it would get the publicity that it had. I never dreamed that it would have any type of impact upon the victims. If I had, I would have never written it.
That's a very good question, Neil. Do you have another one, Neil, or are you good?
I'm good. Thanks for... Don't want to take up your time.
Well, thank you for asking an intelligent question, because you get a guest like this, and sometimes you get the crank callers, which is very annoying.
Thank you.
Okay, well, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Neil. Thanks for being a fan. I'll take care. All right, bye. So yeah, that's one of the things that people I've never heard you talk about. So that's good. If you're not the guy who did this, although I'm wondering why. And this is a question that I'll ask myself, and you don't have to answer, but what's up with the DNA? Like, do they think, could these people possibly have something now? The FBI, why would they need your DNA?
I'm not going to comment on anything like that.
I'm just thinking out loud. Why would they need your wife's DNA? That's the other thing. I know we're not going to talk about this. I'm just going to ask it out loud so my brain can figure this out, because I don't know what that means and why that is. So it's a fair thing to ask. You're on the Cambridge Rag.
Yes, I have 2 questions for your guest.
Okay.
First one is, what is your book about?
This book is about the people dying in southern Missouri from poisoned well water. The water apparently got poisoned 30 years ago when people from Chicago carried stainless steel canisters out and asked local farmers to drop them down mine shafts. This is, if you recall, in 1973, the EPA came into existence, and there were a lot of corporate people who did not like to pay the large sums of money that would be charged to reprocess their toxic waste, and they found ways of disposing them.
Good question. And now what's the next one? Because, when I start focusing out, everyone else does.
And
what's the other question?
The other question is, how much time did you have to do in prison?
Thank you. You can answer that question.
I can answer that. 13 years.
13 years. Excellent. So Jim, how do you think you're doing so far? We're doing okay. We're getting places. We got this book promoting the hell out of it, Poison: A Doctor's Dilemma.
Yes.
And it's okay to be in the hot seat. You know what I mean?
Yes. You promised me that you'd put some ice on this seat before I.
I know. This is, you're getting, some of these people are actually taking you to task. Now, I would just ask you to do me the huge favor and make my career and just admit to poisoning people with Tylenol. So that way I can suddenly have a career. You're going to keep going? By the way, Susan Fleischman, I love you. Okay, I'm going to get some extra time with you. So if you could just admit to it right now that you actually killed those people, then I might have like I might actually be...
Well,
could you just do that for me?
I think that the only thing I can say to you is that you're totally delusional.
Okay, I'm delusional. All right, fine. Well, then that's fine. Maybe the next time we get you, we can have a psychiatrist sit with us, and they can tell me who's delusional and who isn't delusional.
Do you think there are enough psychiatrists in Boston to be able to
Figure us both out?
to figure you out?
No, dude. You can listen. I'm not cornering the market of insanity in this room.
Could you imagine how much paper it would take to
You
categorize all of your?
You think I'm crazy. You think I'm nuts. You do.
To ask that
Well,
question.
I know why people think I'm crazy.
To ask that
Here's
question, you have to be nuts.
Okay, well, there's a reason why people think I'm crazy. They say, why would you let a guy who probably killed 8 people stay in your house? Because you did stay in my house after all this.
I did, yes.
But they're asking me, why would I let you stay there? There's people...
And nothing happened to you, did it?
Well, no, it would be that would be impolite for you to kill someone who's actually putting you up.
If anything had happened to you, you wouldn't be here with this interview right now, would you?
No, but so like people are asking me, how can I trust you? What makes me feel that you are someone that isn't going to harm me? And I don't really give a crap because, I've been very depressed lately. So if something does happen...
If you ask me idiotic questions like that, and I don't...
I don't think that's an idiotic question.
And I don't do anything to you.
By the way, we keep going into this loop where I'm asking you questions. All right, fine. I'm not asking you questions.
I'm not going to hurt you or
The
anybody
book is
else.
Poison, The Doctor's Dilemma. I'm going to keep plugging your book, dude. I got to give you some shit, man. It's no fun if we don't.